10, you're going to get called for the foul.
Full court pressure, passing out of it. The Shamrocks. Jacob Nelson shot is off, and it's dragged free by Darren. Double dribbled as he tried to do that little driving 360.
Now that one, I'll say I disagree with. That was a great spin move by Darren Deering there. Maybe I missed something here. Defense comes up to catch him here. Right hand. That was a good spin move right there.
Well, that was pretty. It goes in the book as a double dribble and a turnover. The third now for De La Salle.
It looked good.
It looked good.
It did look good.
Nelson pulls that one up. It won't fall, but there's a foul as he went in there. And it is on Adrian Patterson of De La Salle. That is his first. And the first team foul on the Islanders.
Again, what happens when you get yourself Ricardo Jones playing directly behind Nelson, who's very tough in the low post. You give the man a lot of offensive freedom and options. When you play directly behind him, he can spin either way. Jake Nelson making a great spin move, drawing the foul on Adrian Patterson, who came over a step and a half too late to help.
And Nelson, what he does so well, Billy, from that low post position is that he really takes the ball to the basket, and he uses his body, and he really bangs into the defense. I think you'll see De La Salle trying to draw some charges off of him because he really has a habit of doing that in the low post position.
6 points now for Jacob Nelson as he cans those. It is Austin Pacceli 20, De La Salle 12. We are in the first minute of the second quarter. The last game of Class A boys basketball this year, the championship game. Tonight, of course, it's the AA third place and title game. We'll have them for you right here. With Billy McKinney and Janet Carvin and Doug McLeod. Court slide in the Civic Center. Darren Deering's shot is off. Austin Pacceli's Orleski will slam on the brakes and bring the Shamrocks down. In for Nelson, and it is going. Jacob Nelson for
I'm looking at maybe taking a timeout right now and settling my team down right now. Their defense, they're allowing the Shamrocks to do anything they want to do right now offensively. A big change from how they started earlier in the first quarter.
6:24 to go in the first half. Three-pointer out Lamar Westbury, and Pacceli will bring it back down again.
The difference in the two teams' games right now. Shamrocks being able to get the ball inside on penetration. Here we go. Gary inside. On the other hand, the Islanders taking a long distance jump shot. They're not falling today.
You don't get them any easier than that. Right into the basket, high percentage basketball.
Now Ed Cassidy wants timeout. De La Salle with 6:01 to go in the first half. It's Austin Pacceli has doubled the score. It's 24-12.
Of the 344 new cars and trucks being sold today, these are the top 10 sellers. And of these top 10 sellers, only one dealer can offer you 5 of them. Your Ford dealer. From America's #1 small car Ford Escort to its design leader Ford Taurus. From America's #1 selling compact pickup Ranger and sport utility Explorer to the world's #1 selling vehicle Ford F-Series. With 5 of the top 10 sellers available only at your Ford dealer, shouldn't you test drive a Ford today?
Why do you get a great cut at Great Clips?
It's my reputation on the line.
At Great Clips, you get salon quality style without the salon price.
You're going to get the best haircut possible.
Our specially trained stylists make the difference.
We guarantee it.
Need a little excitement in your life?
Hey! Hey!
Come in and play the instant win game during Great Clips' 10th anniversary.
Yes! Yes, 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 your style.
Well, there's a look at both huddles here. 6:01 to play second quarter action. And De La Salle, an emotional, hard-fought battle against Corey last night. Many people thought that he would come in and that the winner of that game was going to easily win the state championship. But Gary Erlinson on the right and his Pacceli Shamrocks are definitely going to make him work for it.
Well, certainly are, and they put him in a big hole right here, Janet. And you're talking about the mental outlook in their approach to this game is so important. Shamrock's philosophy, they don't care who they play. Everybody has a scrapbook. The Islanders have to put it on the line and get it done in these next 16, 20 minutes.
Deering underneath for Dennis Silgan. It did not fall. De La Salle jumped out to a 4-0 lead in this game. Pacceli tied it 4-4. Since that 4-4 tie, Pacceli has outscored De La Salle 20-8. And in the process, Pacceli has missed 1 field goal attempt thus far.
I really do think, though, that many times when you're looking for or big game, that a team can get emotionally spent on that game. And that might have happened to De La Salle, and they're going to have to really stop and think a little bit about the fact that they're in the championship. Yesterday's over.
Yes, exactly. And you say, and they better stop and think real quickly before this game gets out of hand, because there's no tomorrow.
The foul was on Lamar Westbury. At the free throw line, Steve Rockney nails the pair and has 14 points today. Now it is 26 to 12.
Tough to dig a hole this deep, Doug.
Whoa, and the ball stolen by Rob Gary. There's that matchup, Gary and Deering, the two numbers 44.
Gary doing an excellent job of creating penetration, creating opportunities for his teammates. That time not able to do it.
Little cute there. Whoops, the traveling turns it right back again. Austin Pacceli, frankly, this is a surprise. Not that Pacelli's playing well, but the margin of this game right now.
Well, pressure defense here, but the other thing about this is you can't take opponents lightly. These guys haven't gotten to the finals by not playing excellent basketball. Anytime you take an opponent lightly and then you try to turn the switch on and say we're going to come out and play, you can't do it.
But, you know, if players like De La Salle listen to the scuttlebutt and talk around the arena here, they hear about blowouts. I think it's going to be them. Jake Nelson even told me from Austin Pacceli, he said, we just hope we don't get blown out today. And there's no danger of that at this point.
Right now it's a 28 to 12 Hurricane the other way. Austin Pacceli leads by 16 points. 4:42 to go in the first half. Here's Adrian Patterson from the high post. No. Offensive rebound, De La Salle. Foul, Austin Pacceli. Underneath on Steve Rockney, number 34, and Rockney has 2 fouls now.
Well, Ted, it would be very bad for the Shamrocks if they lost Rockney. He's playing an excellent game today, averaging close to 20 during the tournament. He has 14 right now. He's done everything today. They've got to keep him out of foul trouble, but the Islanders have to be more aggressive in attacking the basket at this point. They've been very passive, settling for the outside shot, haven't gone inside much to Patterson, and they haven't gotten the guard dribble penetration to break down the defense.
That was the 17th foul on Austin Pacceli, so 1-1 in effect the rest of the half. 2 team fouls officially on De La Salle.
And Billy, what you mentioned also will get De La Salle to the free throw line, which will help them also chip away at this deficit.
Big pick off underneath by Lamar Westbury. Here's Adrian Patterson. Wheel, steals, off, foul.
And Gary actually bailed Patterson out on that play, as we talked about, not giving the ball to your big players out on the floor. They're not good ball handlers for the most part. Took a look at Gary here with just great hustle, defending the shot, but jumping into momentum, carrying him into Patterson. Patterson going to the line. And Janet, as you mentioned, when you're struggling from the field, the thing that you want to do is get to the free throw line. It's an easy shot. Nobody's there bothering you, but you've got to convert.
And you're making up ground while the clock is stopped.
Exactly.
That was the 3rd personal on Austin Pacceli is Rob Gary, and he's out of this game. He is on the bench now. Somebody scratched. Back it goes the other way to Austin Pacceli. Boy, there are no breaks happening now for De La Salle.
Well, the way De La Salle playing reminds me of the slogan from Morton Salt, when it rains, it pours.
It certainly does. The floodgates are not opening, but they're creaking. 4:08 to go in the half. A 16-point lead for Austin Pacceli.
See, to me, teams like Austin Pacceli that plays a deliberate style of a game, they move the ball around. They're the teams that can give you fits in a tournament because they're patient, and when they get things going, they're very difficult to stop.
But they also don't give you anything defensively. They are all over you, and after every loose ball.
And a lot harder to get a team like that off its game. There's not so much to get it off of. It's slowing down a backcourt, slowing down a full-court press.
And Rockney is just on fire today, slicing through the defense, a lot of leap and leaning shots, but finding a way to break down his defensive player, get into the lane for a nice little 12-foot chip shot.
18 points for Rockney so far. We have 3.5 minutes just under to go in the first half. Darren Deering gets a pair now for De La Salle. A whole host of reinforcements is getting set to come in for the Islanders. They got 4 subs getting ready to come in with 3:12 to go in the half. 30 to 14.
Well, right now, if you're Darren Deering and you're a senior, great ball moving inside, another pass, another basket by Jake Nelson.
Now, there's a timeout try the second unit here and get 4 new guys in and see what happens with 3:01 to go in the half. It's Austin Pacceli all over De La Salle, 32-14.
Mr. Miller?
Yeah.
This is TCN.
Who?
Mr. Miller, if you could change the way banks do business, what would you change?
I'd make them have a lot more cash machines in more locations for emergencies.
Thank you, Mr. Miller.
Thank you.
TCN, banking the way you want it.
Think about who you'll be driving around over the next, say, 7 days. That's how long your dealer said it would take before he could fix your brakes. At Midas, we think that's exactly 7 days too long. Because our experts can fix them right the very same day you bring in your car. Midas, because your brakes can't wait.
Here's one more reason why nobody beats Midas.
Now you can get $10 per axle off. Quality Midas brake service.
This is what makes Steve Rodney such an effective player. He can score, but he's also looking for his big horse inside. Jake Nelson shaping up inside, moving for the basketball. Great pinpoint pass, giving the ball, delivering the pass away from the defense, allowing Jake Nelson to slide in for the shot and the foul.
Great timing between those two people, and that's what it takes between a guard and the inside player. Someone would have told any of us that Pacceli would maybe be up by 20 in the first half. We would have not believed them.
This is Jacob Nelson for Pacceli, and that missed the thing completely, and that's only about the second or third missed field goal for Austin Pacceli so far with 2:48 to go in the half.
And you've seen such a reversal in the way the teams have played early. Austin Pacceli came out, seemed like they were going to be just unraveled by the defensive pressure of the Islanders. Now it's the other way around. Right now, De La Salle having a difficult time getting the ball in bounds with nobody defending them.
The foul is on Matt Waleski, the sophomore guard of the Shamrocks, and it sends Darren Deering to the line. I better catch up on the replacements here because there are a bunch of them. John Mulcahy is in. Mark Schiller is in. Dennis Shilgan is back in. Robert Nestis and Darren Deering. That's the quintet right now for Minneapolis De La Salle.
Well, Ed Cassidy trying to find a combination right now that will give him what his team needs to get back on track here. They're 17 points down. They're playing very flat. Austin Pacceli is just taking control of this basketball game. And the young man that just shot the free throw is going to have to assert himself offensively and lead this team to new heights.
Well, he has 12 of their 16 points. Traveling, there's no basket. No basket, traveling is called. But back to what we were saying, Deering has 12 points. De La Salle has 16.
So only Deering and Patterson, who's now on the bench, have scored for De La Salle. And while Deering's going to need to do most of it, he's going to need some help from Westbury and the rest of the crew here.
Well, so many times when you have two players on both teams that match up so well, it's often the support players that make a difference in what happens in the game. And De La Salle's going to have to get some good play from their support player. Robert Nestis with the basket.
Robert Nestis, their point guard, missed a couple of games with chickenpox early in the sectional playoffs, but he had a great little power inside move there and took it right into the basket.
The other thing you can't forget is that De La Salle is very explosive, as you saw Nestis' drive to the basket. Once they get a roll going, they could be back in this basketball game quickly.
The foul is on Darren Deering. That is his first and the third team foul on De La Salle. We're in a bonus situation the other way. Pacceli had its 7th a little bit ago.
Well, if I'm Ed Cassidy right now, I'm thinking I want to get this deficit down to 10 points or less going in at halftime. It doesn't seem like as big an obstacle as we look at Deering going airborne for the foul. And
well, now who got it? Deering.
Wow.
Darren, I wasn't sure who Frank White was pointing at there. Deering or Nelson. Take your pick on that one. Take a look here.
Going over the back. Balls in the air like that, it's almost, that's a very difficult call. And unfortunate call is a great hustle play by Deering.
That was Delgado under there, 24, not Nelson, 22. Underneath all of Darren Deering, who has 2 personals now.
Now this last play right here gives you an indication of how things are going for the Islanders.
Look at this.
That pass should have been picked off inside. With a bad pass. The ball batted around. scramble for the loose ball. That should have been an easy transition basket for De La Salle.
A lot of intensity here and emotion shown by these players in this championship game.
Well, it's on the line now. It's do or die and don't cry.
Boy, oh boy. 1 minute 52 to go in the half. Austin Pacceli 32 and Minneapolis De La Salle 18. Darren Deering will inbound the ball. De La Salle with the ball. Mark Schiller is number 20. Mestis on the point. Mulcahy. High pass for Dennis Shilgun traveling.
Shilgun having good intentions there with the pump fake, but you have to make that pump fake a very deliberate one. Got caught with the shuffle that time.
Tom Greeno, look at that, look at that. Look at that ball right there, Tom Greeno.
Well, Deering, meanwhile, is still upside down behind us.
Yes, great hustle play that time by Darren Deering, showing his versatility and great anticipation on a long pass on the press.
And they said those were stone-like hands. I don't think so.
Deering went flying by us over this table and over to the next table behind us.
There's a foul in there somewhere, apparently. I think it's on Dan Delgado, maybe.
Yes.
Pacceli.
Really interesting matchup there. Robert Mestis was trying to post up Dan Delgado. Delgado pushing him onto the low post with a little bit too much forearm. Got called by Frank White for the foul.
Now look at this little discussion here as Frank White is having a discussion with Jacob Nelson.
Well, again, most people looking at paper would not think that Pacceli could even go man-to-man as you see that matchup down on the low post position and Delgado getting called with a push before on that. But Pacceli doing a nice job matching up man-to-man. They do have to watch some of that incidental contact, though, because it may get him in the end.
Free throw did not go for Robert Mestis, and the Austin Pacceli Shamrocks with 1 minute 12 to go in the first half bring it down. 32-18. Pacceli leads De La Salle. Pacceli, Steve Rodney, number 34. Nelson was wide open. He just had it go off his fingertips. The shot will not count. And a foul has been called with 1 minute 3 to go in the first half.
Doug, again, what I talked about earlier, the De La Salle Islanders playing reaching defense that time. Deering going for the steal on Rodney. Good spin move, protects the basketball, gets into the lane, penetrates down and dumps it off to Jake Nelson. He's going to the line for two. They've got to play better position defense on the perimeter.
Foul was on Schiller. Ade Agunbiati is back in the lineup now for De La Salle. And Jacob Nelson is now 3 for 3 at the free throw line. 33-18 Shamrocks with 1:03 to go in the first half.
I talked to Percy Wade before the game, and this was the same problem they had yesterday against Corey, was reaching on defense, not playing a good position D. He had a good talking to them. Of course, they came out, responded, and won the game, but they weren't down by 15 points. He's going to have some serious discussions this halftime.
We saw that second free throw waved off. 55 seconds to go in the half. 33-18, a 15-point margin now for the Austin Pacceli Shamrocks.
And Pacceli, on the other hand, psychologically has to be very careful not to rest or think that this game is over just because they're ahead at halftime.
That's a two-pointer for Mestis, 2. And it's 33-20. De La Salle narrows the margin to 13. Out of bounds, and De La Salle will get it. Right back again.
Great hustle by John Mulcahy. He's the one that tipped it and got it to go back the Islanders' way.
Trying to make something happen at this point when you're 13 down going in the half. You want to do anything to have some momentum going in. If you look at a great shot by Mestis, it didn't go down. But some momentum going in for the second half.
Nelson wide open. 20 seconds to go. It is 35-20 Austin Pacceli. Halftime coming up. Darren Deering with the ball. They'll wait for one good shot here and hope to just close the half on an upbeat note. Whoops. Gathered in by Ade Agunbiati. Deering has to shoot the three in a hurry, and it didn't drop. He really tried to get straight away on it. Wilson. Austin Pacceli started this game looking like it was going to be a De La Salle blowout. However, 2.5 minutes later, the game was tied at 4, and the Shamrocks have been off to the races ever since. It is halftime, and Austin Pacceli leads Minneapolis De La Salle 35-20. We'll be back with more continuing coverage of the 1992 Boys State High School Basketball Championship Class A game.
At Abra Auto Body, we care about our customers and hold their trust with the greatest regard. That's why we'll guarantee all body and structural repairs with a lifetime guarantee. Why? Because making you happy is good business. Abra Auto Body, 14 locations.
Particularly picky people do everything for picture-perfect soybeans. You pick out lamb's quarters, cowbird, and pesky pigweed, and get pretty punchy pulling velvet leaf. Better you should tank mix Pinnacle and Classic herbicides from DuPont. The perfect combination to pulverize problem weeds. Pinnacle and Classic. The post-program picky people pick.
Menards is featuring big savings in our hardware department. Add more life to your car with Haviland Formula 3 motor oil. It's designed to give your engine complete protection. Just 79 cents per quart after mail-in rebate. And the Sonnen CalcuTape combination measuring tool is on sale now. It's 5 handy tools in one. Just $4.99 after mail-in rebate coupon. Check out the savings this week at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
The Austin Pacceli Shamrocks have piled it on the De La Salle Islanders here, 35-20. We are at halftime of the 1992 Class A Boys State High School Basketball Championship game with Billy McKinney and Janet Carvin. And this is Doug McLeod, and some serious discussions are going on down in the dressing rooms now, you better believe. Right now it's time for the awards of the AAA awards. This is academics, arts, and athletics. They're just finishing sweeping up the floor here. And so I've just been signaled that it's going to be delayed for a moment or two. I guess we're ready to go now, and public address announcer Bob Reed does the honors.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's celebration time at the St. Paul Civic Center. And this year's celebration honors the 16 students who are now coming onto the court for their distinguished achievements in the classroom, the arts, and athletics. To honor these student leaders, the Minnesota State High School League and its member schools are sponsoring the Academics, Arts, and Athletics Award. This award is given to high school seniors who have a 3.0 or higher grade point average and who have participated in and made contributions to league-sponsored athletic programs and fine arts activities such as theater, speech, music, and debate. The AAA clubs of Minnesota have joined the Minnesota State High School League in celebrating the many achievements of these 16 students. And the league would like to offer a special thanks to the AAA clubs and to the members of the selection committee for their time and dedication. Awarding medals to these outstanding students are Arnie Johnson, president of the Minnesota State High School League Board of Directors, David Stead, Executive Director of the Minnesota State High School League, Ron Sigmund, Vice President of Public Relations, AAA Minnesota, and Rod Shilkrot, Vice President of Public Relations, AAA Minneapolis. And now, the 1992 Class A Academics, Arts, and Athletics Award finalists. Representing Region 1A from Houston High School, Heather Holan. And from Bethlehem Academy, John Ogle. Representing Region 2A from Jordan High School, Jason House. Representing Region 3A from Wyndham High School, Amy Vinker. And from Montevideo High School, Jason Botten. Representing Region 4A from Montemedi High School, Sarah Tapper. And from Braham High School, Ryan Nelson. Representing Region 5A from Becker High School, Amanda Novak. And from Cosmos High School, Chuck Schleusner. Representing Region 6A from Hoffman Kensington High School, Maureen Murray. Representing Region 7A from Hermantown High School, Laura Wentzloff. And from Cherry High School, Daniel Biesman. Representing Region 8A from Warren High School, Jennifer Diedrich. And from Crookston Central High School, Brian Bowl. And the 1992 State Academics, Arts, and Athletics Award goes to Jill Wolverton from Fairmont High School. And to Chad Salve from Hancock High School. The AAA Auto Clubs will award $500 to both Jill and Chad and to Fairmont and Hancock High Schools. Please join the league and the AAA clubs in congratulating these students and all AAA student achievers for their outstanding achievements.
Mr. Perry Williams, and congratulations to our AAA award winners 1992. Back with more halftime festivities after this.
Mr. Nelson? This is TCF. Mr. Nelson, if you could change the way banks do business, what would you change?
I'd keep them open later on Saturdays.
Thank you, Mr. Nelson.
TCF is now open till 3 p.m. on Saturdays at most locations.
TCF, banking the way you want it.
Come on, Raisin Bran is Raisin Bran. What's this? Total Raisin Bran. Big crisp flakes, lots of raisins. Now this is amazing. Total Raisin Bran has 100% of lots of vitamins and minerals.